Good afternoon, everyone. Administrators, teachers, faculty, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2026. Before I begin, I'd like to ask everyone to give one more thunderous round of applause for the students who made this night possible. Now, I feel tremendous pride and honor to be part of such a special occasion here today. This could have never been possible without the help of so many special people. First and foremost, to Vaheguru, to God, thank you for every blessing, every challenge, every open door, and every single lesson that has brought me here to this moment. I know that none of this is mine alone. Every achievement that has made me who I am is a reflection of your grace in my life. To my incredible parents and grandparents, there are truly no words that can fully capture how grateful I am for your constant presence in my life. Every opportunity I've had and every goal I have reached is because of the foundation that you have given me. To my siblings, Arnav and Ignor, who are here in the audience today, it's one of the greatest privileges of my life to be your brother. You brought me more laughter and much needed perspective than you know, and I would not trade that for the world. To all those who came here today, I ask you all to look around. We've all come here to watch and celebrate as us graduates, the class of 2026, transition into the next stage of our lives. Now, standing here before you today, when I think back and reflect, I can't help but feel how surreal this moment truly is. For many of us, this journey did not begin 4 years ago. It began when we were kindergartners walking past the overhead arches at Oak Crest with backpacks nearly twice our size and no real understanding of just how much the people around us would come to meet. We were children then, wide-eyed and blissfully unaware of the years ahead, and now, somehow, many of those same faces are sitting here today in caps and gowns, ready to step into the next chapter of our lives. Some of us have been here since the very beginning, and some of us found our way here later. Though whether this place has been home for most of your life or only for the last few years, somewhere along the way, this school became part of all of us. And over these years, we have grown up together. We have watched each other change from the kids we once were into the people we are now becoming. And that is what makes today so bittersweet as well. Because as exciting as this moment is, it's also difficult to leave behind something that has been so constant in our lives. For years, these hallways and familiar faces have lived in the background of our growing up. Today, we celebrate everything we have accomplished, but we also recognize everything that we're leaving behind. We are saying goodbye to a version of life that for many of us has felt familiar for as long as we can remember. And so maybe that's why this moment calls for something greater than just a simple celebration. Now in the Sikh faith, there's a concept called Jagdikala. It's difficult to translate perfectly, but at its heart, it means living with a spirit of resilience and unwavering hope. It's the belief that even in moments of uncertainty, we can move forward with courage, that even when something familiar comes to an end, we can still face the future with full faith and optimism. To me, as someone who strives to live by this idea, Jagdikala does not mean ignoring the sadness or pretending goodbye is easy. Because the truth is, saying goodbye is hard. It is hard to leave behind people who have shaped so much of who we are. But it teaches us that we can feel that sadness without being overcome by it. We can honor what we're leaving behind while still moving forward and carrying the pieces of this place that made us who we are. When I think about what I will carry with me, I think back to many of the small, ordinary moments that somehow became forever etched in my mind. I think about coming back from a freshman year Model UN committee session and immediately debriefing with Mr. Krause. We would literally replay every moment of chaos in that room like it was the most important thing in the world. I think often about those long seminar afternoons in junior year spent in Mr. Gross's class when everyone was exhausted, but the 5 of us guys in the back would somehow find a reason to laugh at absolutely nothing until we could barely breathe. I think often about walking into the school every morning and seeing Mr. Damien and Mr. P, often the first familiar faces of the day. I think about Mr. B's constant infectious positivity, the kind of energy that could change the mood of my entire day. And I think of the many Miss Lefebvre homerooms that I missed, probably more than I should admit standing here today. But even those rush mornings became part of what I cherished most. These moments may sound small and they may sound ordinary, but I think that's exactly the point. On the one hand, high school was made up of countless awards, grades, ceremonies, big milestones, but it was also made up of moments like these, brief, and ordinary, until suddenly we're standing here at the end, realizing that those were the moments that made this place feel like home. Now, for those of you who know me well, you know I've always loved science fiction. I am, for lack of better words, a diehard Star Wars fan, and many of you know that once I start talking about it, I usually don't stop so easily. But maybe the reason I love it so much is because stories like Star Wars ask us to imagine worlds beyond the ones in front of us. They ask us to think about what it means to step into the unknown. There's a famous line from Star Wars passed down from Princess Leia that I will personally never forget. She says, "Hope is like the sun. If you only believe it when you see it, you'll never make it through the night." And I think that line is perfect for a day like today. Because as we leave this place, none of us knows exactly what comes next. There will be moments when the path ahead feels clear and bright, and there will be moments when it feels uncertain and unfamiliar. But hope is what carries us through both. Not a naive hope, but a steady one. A hope rooted in gratitude. A hope strengthened by the people sitting around us today. A hope that allows us to keep moving, even before we can see the outcome. A hope that reminds us that even as this chapter closes, we are walking into the future, carrying our memories, carrying our friendships, carrying our teachers, carrying our families, and carrying this very community with us. And maybe that's what makes hope so powerful. Even in the darkest moments, it gives us the strength to keep looking toward the light ahead. Today, I'd like to say goodbye. Goodbye to the golden years that raised us, the familiar hallways that knew our hurried footsteps, the lively classrooms that held our endless questions and our boundless laughter. We leave with full hearts, knowing that what happened here will not be left behind. And as we step forward into new beginnings and unfamiliar roads, may we carry with us the one thing that has brought us here and will guide us onward: hope. Congratulations once again, class of 2026, and thank you all for your time. Go Tigers!
Thank you, Manav. At this time, we invite you to enjoy a special performance from our two